guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure you click the subscribe button down below and click the bell to be notified for future videos. So as you can tell by the title, I am going to be talking about the time that I was molested and abused as a kid. Now for some of you, this may be a touchy topic. For some of you, you just might not care, or not necessarily might not care, but I mean, there's gonna be people that don't care, but you might just have never been through anything like this and you don't understand, blasey, whatever. Before I get started, I just wanted to say that I am making this video, one, just to talk about it with you guys. Not many people know that this has happened to me, other than some family. So just to get it off my chest some more, I suppose. Also, because I know there's tons of people who have been through the same exact thing that I have been through, or stuff compared to that. And I think that it needs to be brought across that it is okay to talk about it. It is okay to get it off your chest. People should not judge you for stuff like this. It's not your fault that something like this has happened to you. And I want you to know, if you have gone through anything like I have, that I am here for you solely, deeply. My inbox is always open if you have gone through anything like this. Not even, if you haven't even gone through anything like this and you're just depressed or anything, my inbox is always open. It's a little hot in here. I have to roll up my sleeves. So let's just get into the video so we can just get into it. So my story starts back, I don't remember exactly how old I was. I do know though, I was about like, anywhere from like 3 to 5-ish, around there. So it starts off, I remember that I was in the living room and my mom was at work. Her boyfriend at the time was in his room, which was their room obviously. And my cousin came out of the room and she was like, "Sierra, your dad wants you," because for some reason he wanted me to call him dad, but he's not my dad at all. My dad's not in my life. So I went back in the room or whatever with him. He told me to shut the door. I shut the door. Before I go into any more detail, I'm sorry to cut in between my story, but I just want to say that like I may or may not get too into the story, and I just want to say like, if you have to stop watching it, that's fine. Just stop watching it. I don't want it to like affect anybody in any type of way, I guess. I mean, I don't know how people are. I don't know. But anyways, let's just get back into it. So he told me to shut the door when I came into his room. So I shut the door. Like I said, I was little or whatever. He told me to come over to him, so I went over to him. I'm not gonna get too into detail, but he wanted me to do sexual things to him. And like I said, I'm anywhere between 3 and 5. And I swear I was like 3 or 4, honestly. Probably more like 3. But so I didn't know what any of that stuff meant or anything like that. Didn't know what he was trying to do or anything. But for some reason, although I was that young, I knew deep down, I felt it in my stomach that whatever it was wrong. Anyways, he told me to do some stuff to him or whatever. And he made me or whatever. And like I said, I knew it was wrong, but it's an adult telling me what to do. So what am I going to do? I'm going to listen to that adult, because if not, I'm going to get in trouble, right? So that happened or whatever. That was the sexual thing that he did or whatever. I'm pretty sure that was the only time sexually, because it's the only one I remember. And being 3, 4, 5 years old, remembering that, you know, people, like, it's crazy how you can remember that being so young. I just don't understand. But, like, I can see a vivid picture and everything. And it's just, I feel so bad for other people who have to deal with that type of stuff like me, especially with getting flashbacks and stuff. Like, it's so terrible. And he would also physically abuse me. So, there would be times he would, make me do push-ups. Remind you, like I already said 10 times, I was like 3, 4 years old doing push-ups. So he would make me do those. If I didn't do them correctly, then he would beat me with the belt or whatever. I remember one time he made me do jumping jacks, and if I didn't do them right, he would have beat me with the belt or whatever. Yeah, it was just constantly like the same stuff, you know, like physically the same stuff or whatever. And all the physical stuff eventually led up to the sexual one that I said about. Now, after the sexual one, like I said, my mom was at work, but once she walked in the door, I ran up to her, I gave her a hug. Like I said, I can like literally remember everything in detail. I told her that her boyfriend at the time did something to me. She didn't believe me. And I want to say too, as a little side note, before I finish my story, like, I feel for you if you have been through the same thing as me and you tell someone and nobody believes you, especially a parent, your mother, your father, someone you look at as a parent because your parents aren't around, grandfather, grandma, whatever. I truly feel for you because like experiencing the trauma you just been through, and then you go up to that person and tell them and they're like, oh, that didn't happen, or stop lying, or no, or whatever they say, denying that you're like, that never happened or whatever. I totally feel for you because it's like a stab to the chest, I guess, because like I said, you know it was wrong and you know you should tell someone, and then you tell someone, it's just like, what do you do? Like, there's nothing more to do. You tried to tell someone, they said it didn't happen or whatever, and it's just like, you don't know, because I'm like, you don't know that I'm lying, I'm telling the truth, but yeah, I feel for you. But moving back into this story, so went on about my day because she said she didn't believe me or whatever, and I believe the next day, there was pounding on the door. I believe my mom was in the shower, and it was me, my little sister, my little brother, because my mom just had my one little brother named Marcus, and a few of my cousins or whatever. Like I said, they were pounding on the door, so I told my mom, and I believe I opened the door, but then again, I feel like either my sister or my cousin did. I don't remember. Someone opened the door, and it was the police. So it was like a whole bunch of police or whatever. It was like the FBI just came in, and there was like more than 10 of them. But they started just, they came in, started searching the house and everything. They had canines and everything, smelling the house and stuff, searching it. The one cop, I remember there was a lady and a guy. The one guy sat down and told me that they had to take off my clothes or whatever because they were there because they got a complaint from like one of the neighbors or whatever, that they always heard like screaming and crying and stuff or whatever. So they had to strip me naked or whatever in front of everyone. I don't understand why, but in front of everyone. And I remember the guy taking pictures of my body with the camera while the one lady was standing beside me, make sure I was okay and stuff. And I literally had like bruises from head to toe or whatever, all on my back, my butt, everything. So yeah, after they took pictures and stuff, I remember I put my clothes back on and stuff. And then I went to foster care. They put me in a foster home. And when I went into a foster home, I went into, like, for the whole time I was in a foster home, I went to several different foster homes. I believe I was in like 5 or 6 foster homes or whatever until I actually came out. I don't remember how long I was in foster care for, like the whole system for. I remember having a few visits with my mom, and then my one aunt, and then my other aunt that recently passed away. I remember seeing them, I believe, once. My mom I've seen a few times. And then I remember I had a court date however long later, and the judge asked me if I wanted to go home with my mom, and I said yes, and I went home with my mom. That basically wraps up my story. I just wanted to, I guess, like I said, get it off my chest. let you guys know that you're not alone. There's other people like you, for example, me, who have gone through the same thing you have. It doesn't matter if you were 3 when it happened. It don't matter if you were 10. It don't matter if you were 15, 20, 45. It can happen to anyone, any age. There's tons of people, especially nowadays, getting kidnapped, raped, abused in any type of way, sexually, physically, whatever. And like I said, I just want you guys to know that you're not alone. There are people like you. And if you feel like talking to someone as myself on the streets, if that's what you want to call it, isn't enough for you to get it off your chest or to cope with it, I guess, then you need to see a professional person, like a therapist or something, so they can help you with that. And just know that there is always someone out there that is going to love you, protect you, and be there for you. And I just wanted to say one more thing since I'm on this topic. I just want to give a huge shout out to my fiance. He has been there for me. We've been together for almost 5 years. He has been there for me every single day, every single time, because like this whole thing that happened to me bothers me at least every other day to every third day. And like, I know it's crazy. I am 21 years old, about to be 22, and it's still bothering me. But stuff like this can cause trauma on someone, and it can be a forever thing. You just can learn how to better cope with it. And like, I just want to give such a big shout out to him, like I said, because like, he is the best. I have been to a therapist before. He's so helpful, so caring. He obviously doesn't know all the right things to say, so to speak, but he knows all the right things to say, like to me, like to at least help me get to feel better. And like, so I just want to thank him for that. So if you guys enjoyed this video or found any of this helpful, if you can relate, whatever, give this a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and make sure, if you haven't already, to click the bell down below to be notified for future videos. And I will see you guys in the next video.